Revenge is sweets.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a brand new video. Slop Meal today is living up to the name of Slop, because today's topic is basically non-existent, right? It could genuinely be a tweet, but I found it pretty interesting, so let's talk about it. But Samuel, I hear you cry. What are we actually going to be talking about in today's video? Well, recently, UK YouTuber Niko Omilana has released some sweets. I know, some riveting content right here. Now look, before you all click off and comment down below that yes, this is a nothing burger like you have said, there is actually something I do want to specifically talk about, but we've got to set this up, right? We're going to milk this to 8 minutes so I can slap a bunch of ads onto it. As you all know, over the past couple of years, there's been a big emphasis on content creators releasing products, mainly food items. Of course, the Sidemen have released like beef jerky and a bunch of other random products. KSI himself has released Prime with Logan Paul and has done Lunchly with Mr. Beast, Logan Paul. If you know, really, it's just KSI, Logan Paul, Mr. Beast that absolutely dominate that area. This isn't like a Lunchly situation where the whole internet is going against and absolutely taking the royal piss out of this product. It's not like Logan Paul is sitting there, you know, setting up Lunchly and setting up the Prime stuff after his partner gave birth type thing.
Of course, we have our snacks and our energy drink, none other than the greatest meals in the world. Lunchly, of course, we have the turkey, cheese, and cracker stack. Also the Fiesta Nachos, my personal favorite.
Love.
I'm gonna be real, I honestly don't know how people aren't still talking about that clip to this day and mocking Logan Paul for it. It is genuinely one of the weirdest clips I have ever seen. But it's nothing like that when it comes to Niko Omilana's sweets called Shades, but in a similar vein to how Lunchly was called a copycat of Lunchables, Niko Omilana's Shades is being called a copycat of Ryan Trahan's sweets called Joyride.
Hey guys, yeah, so this is me launching my new candy brand, Joyride. Isn't that a fun name? My face is on it. We're starting off with 4 flavors: strawberry, blue raspberry, pink lemonade, and green apple. Y'all know I love candy, but all of the top brands are packed with horrible ingredients.
Now there are lots of people saying that Joyrides and Shades are very, very similar. Just a copy of Joyride. Then he could have come up with his own bag design idea. His candy is very similar to Joyride sweets. Not the first time NDL/Beta Squad copied other creators, but still very cool for him. People are saying it's a dupe of Joyride is so funny. The only similarity is the font on Shades and Joyride, as it is eye-catching and will make people think twice. Comment with 3,000 likes says, I think he has to change the packaging because it looks awfully like Joyride. As you can tell by the large majority of these comments, it's all about the packaging of these two sweet brands, saying that Shades by Niko Omilana has basically stolen the packaging of Joyride's by, you know, Ryan Trahan. I think if you were to take a quick glance, I think Shades and Joyride look very similar, right? They've got these bright colours, these stripes on the front. Some people are saying that the text, the font that is used are very similar, but I don't really see that. But yeah, I can understand that maybe if you have a quick glance that they do look pretty similar, but I do think that is down to the fact that, yeah, they're both sweets. They're both, you know, colourful. That's kind of just the whole brand and identity of sweets, to have that type of stripy pattern. But when you actually take a look at it, I think there's lots of distinct differences. I don't think it's fair to say Niko Omilana just copied Ryan Trahan. There's also this idea around Shades by Niko that once you've finished eating that packet of sweets, that, you know, you can put that packet of sweets up to your eyes and, you know, like shades, like glasses. So you get it, there's some clear marketing involved. I don't know how many people are necessarily going to do that, right? Most people are going to be like those 13-year-old kids that pin it to their wall for decoration, or like a regular person, you're just realistically going to put it in the bin, right? You're going to put it in the garbage. You're not going to really use it like that, are you? Maybe for a photo, then you get rid of it, but maybe that's the purpose. So I do think it's really unfair to label this as like a Joyride copy, that Niko Omilana's just stolen the idea of, you know, Joyride candy. I mean, they look different as well. The candy themselves look different. The packaging really isn't the same, bar the colours, and that's what comes with the territory when you make sweets candy, right? It's going to be colourful. Another thing I've been seeing people complain about is the pricing of these sweets. Lots of people have been saying that this is overpriced, and Niko actually spoke on this on one of his Instagram stories when he actually revealed the initial price.
I've seen people theorising that I'm going to be charging like £3 for this for this sweet, which is crazy. You don't know me then. The price, the recommended retail price anyways, is £1.70. All I wanted was for this sweet to be affordable. So I hope you guys are happy with that. And yeah.
For all the American viewers watching, as I know I've got a pretty heavy American audience that maybe you're tuning into this video, maybe not, but anyways, I will say that £1.70 is about $2.30. Look, I'm going to be reasonable here, right? I'm going to give a reasonable take, because we all know at Slop Meal, we are reasonable people. And just giving a reasonable take here, I don't think £1.70 or $2.30 is too outrageous. By the way, if my neighbour's dog doesn't shut the fuck up, I might have the next influencer snack on tap. Because let's be realistic here, right? This isn't a mega company, mega corporation situation making this snack. This is a content creator, so the fees for him are going to be a little bit higher, and he's got to make some type of profit on it. Realistically, I would have liked this snack to be £1.50. I think that is more reasonable, but that extra 20p, I know, I think it's more reasonable. I do get why some people might be a bit more outraged at this, but I don't think it's realistically a big deal. I'm also hearing in certain shops that it's being labelled as about £1.60, which is just even better. So, you know, I think people need to calm down a little bit when it comes to pricing and just be realistic. But the big question everybody should be having is this sweet actually nice? Well, we have the connoisseur of YouTube products here, KSI, to give us a quick little review to see, you know, are they worth actually picking up, or should you just buy a cheaper alternative, you know, a pack of sweets for like 50p?
Oh?
Hi guys, it's me Knowledge. I've taken a break from promoting my shit music to tell you about the greatest product on earth.
I mean, in my opinion, I think everyone should just go and buy the product now, because he's taking the piss out of KSI, which is a big thumbs up in my book.
It's called Shades by Niko. Unlike Prime, it's actually a genuinely good product. I got my family shades for Christmas, and they actually let me home this year. So make sure you buy your shades on May 21st.
Good.
But something I will say about Shades is it feels less pretentious than Prime, right? Prime was so in your face, it was kind of everywhere. Shades feels way more down to earth. It feels like it was a product made for the general audience as well, that, you know, if you're in a shop and you see these, you might actually be willing to pick it up. Prime, on the other hand, very much felt like it was just driven by the fact it was made by KSI and Logan Paul, and now has crashed absolutely horrifically, where I think Shades might have a genuine chance to, you know, catch on in the public eye, not just be a content creator brand.
Hi guys, it's me Knowledge.
Okay, alright, we get it, mate. Is that your right, you know? Is that your right? Fair play, bro.
I mean, I do not trust KSI's taste whatsoever, so that means the product is absolutely awful. This is the same guy that thought Prime tasted nice, the Lunchly was good, so I do not trust this guy's opinion whatsoever. But that is all for today's video, or the topic. Like I said, this is realistically nothing burger, but I thought it was a fun topic to talk about, discuss, especially with people saying it was a copy of Ryan Trahan sweets. I had a little bit to say on it, and please, I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on them. If you've got to try the sweets, please feel free to comment down below, or just, you know, people saying it's a copy. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Once you're done, then you might as well subscribe and leave a like. But now the video has ended, but I've got a little bit more to say just in reference to the channel. Casual viewers or people that have just clicked on this video in terms of Niko and Omilana might not really understand any of this, so, you know, feel free to click off now, or, you know, you can keep watching because I do like money. Although I've been posting pretty frequently with loads of different topics and some of the same topics on this channel at the moment, I do feel like there's just a lack of content within the drama sphere at the moment, so I do want to apologize for that, and, you know, not covering loads of other topics. I did want to cover this to just break up this iDub stuff, as I know I'll be uploading a lot more content on the iDub stuff and Creator Clash, so I do want to apologize there, and I'd love to hear some suggestions of content that you want to see, right? If it's reviews of content creator products, other big situations going on, please feel free to leave some suggestions down below in the comments, but I just wanted to say that towards the end of this video. But like I've said, I've been your host Samuel, and I'll catch you in the next YouTube video.